My name is Diane Spriggs. I'm a descendant of Harry S. and Dorothy Jackson Rideoutt, former members of St. Philip's Episcopal Church. Standing in front of the Charles Town Mosaic, created in 2018, your eyes may land on now familiar names, dates, and terms. Rutherford, Tolbert, Taylor, John Brown, Delany, Eagle Avenue School, Storer College, 1863, and emancipation. The history of Charlestown is the history of all its individuals and communities, but of course, we can always think of more names we'd like to see remembered and recognized. One woman comes to mind as we view all the nods to the history of horse racing in Charlestown, like the horseshoes that flow through the mosaic. After all, Sylvia Rideoutt Bishop was a true racing first who lived in Charlestown for her entire life. Sylvia was born on Potato Hill in 1920. One of 17 Rideoutt children, Sylvia was informally adopted by the Payne family who built and ran the Payne Hotel on Southwest Street. She became Sylvia Rideoutt Bishop when she married her husband, John Bishop, and ultimately, this husband and wife team became proprietors of the Payne Hotel, rubbing elbows with famous musicians such as Etta James, Ray Charles, Ike and Tina Turner, but Sylvia Bishop's true passion was horses. At 8 years old, Bishop had sat on her first pony and a dream began to form. After all, people in the area had long celebrated horses. In 1918, newspapers reported that at least 1,500 people attended the annual Charlestown Colored Horse Show. However, it didn't compete with the 1933 grand opening of the Charlestown races. Undeterred by segregation and sexism, at 14 years old, Bishop began her work at track as a hot walker who cooled down the high-strung racehorses, often handling 2 at a time. While Sylvia was usually the only woman in the stables, the track itself was a family affair, with her mother and brothers employed there as well, offering Sylvia camaraderie and support. Sylvia was 28 when she and her husband purchased their first racehorse, Bowplay, which won its first race 3 years later. Wins with Wise Bet and Chalky followed. Sylvia was earning a reputation as a top-notch horsewoman. In 1954, with little fanfare, she became the first black woman in the United States to be a licensed horse trainer. Sylvia gave birth to her only child at 38 and was featured in Ebony magazine at 41. Between 1987 and 2000, it's estimated that Bishop's horses won 44 races. Finally and reluctantly, at 79 years old, Bishop retired. Sylvia Rideoutt Bishop may well have been speaking for so many when days before she died, she said, "I accomplished it, thanks to God and willpower. I knew I was black, and I turned my cheek and I said, I will, and I did."